Okay, so here's how you change the water in the hot tub. Step one, this is the power box. You can flip open the top and push it in and it'll stay. Underneath, there's a switch, a breaker. If you flip the breaker to off, the power is killed for the whole unit. Then what you're going to want to do, and all this will be assembled at the time, is you want to remove this board, which is usually in place here. Reach down, grab the screws on the outer panel, lift up, pop out the bottom, and then the whole panel should come out. Now, down inside, there's a small tube with a cutoff valve, and you pull the cap off the end. This is where you're going to attach a hose. You attach the hose to the end. Once the hose is attached and pulled all the way out towards the street so that you don't flood the yard with all the water from the hot tub and it drains out into the street, which will take a long hose, then you come back here and you turn the valve to start the flow of water. It drains out of the bottom of the hot tub, which should eliminate almost all the water in the hot tub. You want to drain it at least once about every 4 to 6 months. Don't go longer than 6 months. But if you keep the chemicals good, it shouldn't be a problem changing the water 6 months later. When you're done with this, you can seal it back off and put it back inside. As you can tell, it's the 4th of July. So in a minute, it'll stop and you can hear the rest. So then you'll want to pop the cap off of the top here. The basket rotates out of locked position. You can pull the basket out, and then the filter comes out. This is so you can check the filter and make sure that it's free of debris. Letting it dry isn't a bad idea either. And then when you're done with that, the water will drain out of it. As long as you have turned off the valve here and replaced the cap, you can now start to refill the hot tub with new water once it's completely drained. After doing that, take the filter, put it back in place. And it has to seat just right in the bottom for the whole thing to seal up. There's actually a round ring in the middle. And then you replace the basket and you press down on the basket, and if everything is seated correctly, you can turn it to the right or clockwise and it locks into position. And then you replace the top cover, replace the whole door assembly with the bottom, or the top piece first, then the bottom should come into place, and then when you let it down, it should lock into place. Okay. Top piece, swing the bottom into place, let go, replace the top. The water level is normal. You can go ahead and return the power to the on position. Here on the display, it will usually give you a PR indication, which means that the pump needs to be primed. You'll press the button here on the far left side to start the nozzles. Press it once, it'll prime the pump. You have to have the water level fairly well above this ridge line right here, or else you won't have enough water for it to drain down in there without getting air in the system. If air gets in the system, it won't prime the pump and you'll never get it running properly. So you have to have enough water in the hot tub. So we have the PR indication here. Press the nozzle and it's priming the pump. Once the pump is primed and it's free of all air in the system, and it says that it's done with the PR, then you can press it again and it'll actually turn on the system and circulate all the air through the system to get the entire pump and water jet system working along with the filtration system here. So that's pretty much it. You can set the heat levels with the up and down, and there is a light switch, and that's about it. These are air flow through the nozzles to either let air in so you get lots of bubbles or just no air, and that should be about it. You can adjust this for more waterfall flow or none at all based on your liking. Last thing is, down inside you can turn this handle, the one round handle assembly here around the jet nozzle affects the entire configuration of how your water flows through the entire system. Now, you have to get some chemicals into it. You'll take some of the bromine tablets and you will put them into this assembly. I recommend you fill it completely up, and it will very slowly continue to keep bromine flowing into your hot tub to maintain a safe level of chemicals, and it takes a while to do. But once you get the assembly off, it still has bromine tablets in there, if you can see that, because it's still being used in that capacity. And then you seal it back up. There's a locking cap on the end so you can adjust how open the flow of water into and out of your bromine floater is. Lock it into place. You can see there's one opening there, and that's about all you really need to slowly apply chemicals to maintain the level of overall bromine in your system. And of course the one tablet won't come out. You just let that float in there. The instruction booklet says how much of the other bromine you're supposed to put in, but there is a measuring cup. If you take 1.5 measuring cups full of bromine powder and you apply it into there every time you change the water with enough bromine tablets in your maintenance floater, you should be good for the entire time. As long as there's still bromine in the floater, you should never have to worry about chemicals again. And if you start to get any kind of buildup of slimy buildup either here or in the filtration system with the filter, then you know that you need to add some more chemicals in there to get rid of that. But that's about it. Good luck with the hot tub.
How about draining for the winter?
No winterization, because it will actually freeze the water in the lines and it might cause harm to the pump and the piping system. You just keep it going the entire winter, just like this, with the cover on it. It won't change the temperatures, it'll insulate it, and you shouldn't have any problem keeping the temperature. Anytime you're not using the hot tub, I recommend that you keep the cover on it so you don't waste the heat inside and cause yourself extra electrical power. But this is a 220 system, which has very low power output to maintain, so you'll save quite a bit of money using this system versus a 110 system.